Good evening. My name is Janice Burns, and the question asked states to describe a time in your current job, volunteer work, or life where your integrity or ethical values have been challenged. I can actually think of a time where my ethical values have been challenged in my current position as a patient scheduler in the Children's Hospital. Now, I work in the call center, and within this call center, there are multiple services being scheduled for. In my particular service, there are a total of 4 of us that work in the same service alongside. Now, in our service, within the 4 of us, we tend to go on our breaks, our lunch breaks, whenever we like, as we please, as long as those breaks are before 3:30, because a lot of us begin to get off work at 4 o'clock. So I can remember a time, actually when I had first started working in this position, where one of my coworkers would go to lunch. She would go get her something to eat, and she would be gone for about 30 to 40 minutes. Well, all this time while she's gone, she is still clocked in. So she's still clocked in, and instead of turning her phone cue onto break or lunch, she turns her phone cue onto talking. So it states that she's talking when indeed she's not. So this particular situation posed some questions and concerns for myself, because when I would go to lunch, I would clock out even if I was going away to get food, anything of that sort, and would only take 30 minutes as it states in our handbook. So I actually went to my supervisor and discussed this situation with her and my concerns, and I just asked what were the policies and the standards as far as breaking and going on lunch. And she just reiterated and reinformed me that you do indeed have to clock out whenever you leave to go to lunch, even if you have to go away and get food, or if you're just going out to your car, you have to clock out, because you're stealing time if you are still clocked in and not actually working. So I never did actually speak with my coworker, because this was still a place of work where I had to come every day, and I did not want any conflicts or any problems between myself and my coworker. I wanted to be able to come into a environment where I could work in peace. So I never did actually speak with my coworker, but I wouldn't change what I did. I believe that in this situation, I did what was best. I believe that going to my supervisor and just addressing my concerns with her and being reinformed of the job's policies was the right thing to do in that situation. Now, later on, we did have a staff meeting where this situation was addressed, because actually there were multiple employees that were doing this, where they would not clock out when they would go away to get food, and then they would come back and then clock out after they had already gone away for 30-40 minutes. So I think that in this situation, after taking my ethics class and just learning about the ethical tenets, I would say that my coworker did violate the ethical tenet of veracity, which is the obligation to be truthful, because she was not being honest or truthful about her time. And I also think that she wasn't respectful to her coworkers as well, because while she was away, we had to pick up that slack while she was gone away for that 40 minutes, and then to return and clock out again for those extra 30 minutes on her actual lunch break. So I would say that that was definitely a situation where my ethical values were challenged, and I believe that I handled it well. Thank you.